Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to my shop, and today it is time for the annual gift giving guide. I know, but this one's a little different, so let's take a look at it. So every Thanksgiving I do a gift guide, and most of the time I try and make them around $20 to $30, maybe $40 items. Something that's nice but would make a good gift for you to give to someone else. But that usually means it's things from Amazon, things that, nice but not amazing, nothing special. So this year I'm going to be focusing on small makers, people who make things in their shop, or small-time manufacturers, people who put their heart into what they're making. Tools that you really want, tools that are worth buying. So not just the normal kitschy stuff. So if you're a woodworker, feel free to send this video to people you know and say, hey, some of this stuff would be kind of fun. Or if you're a woodworker, this might give you some other ideas of things to buy for yourself. And what better place to start than the Wood By Wright store? That's right, there's actually a few things that I make myself and sell in the shop, and they help out the channel. One of them is simple paste wax. I have two different versions. One is a soft wax that's great for the final finish on wood, and the other one is a hard wax, and I use that for lubricating tools, such as plane soles or the sides of saws. One of the best sellers are horse butt strops. I actually sell these in a couple different designs and shapes, as well as the seconds, thirds, and scraps if you want something that's cheaper. And along that line, I have honing compound that you can put on the strops. This is a very simple beeswax and chrome oxide that works really well. And if you like it, then you should put a ring on it. And I have auger bit rings that you can put on the shaft to know when you are drilling level. I also have a grooving plane kit, and I have a couple videos on making this as well, and it comes with all the wood and the iron you need, as well as plans to make a grooving plane. Card scraper burnishers. This is made out of a carbide rod that is really great for turning a burr. I sell just the rod, or I sell the kit that comes with the ring and the rod, and you can make a burnisher yourself. And also, they're not ground perfectly smooth. They are slightly rough, which gives you a little bit better surface for actually drawing out the burr, making it a lot easier. Some people have problems with that, and I find this answers a lot of those. Card scrapers, I sell a bunch of these, and these are actually made from DFM Toolworks. You can buy basically the exact same thing from his store, or you can buy them from my store and get the logo printed on them. It's a lot of fun, and they're actually one of my favorite. I like the size and thickness, so yeah, card scrapers. Speaking of DFM Toolworks, not only does he make card scrapers in a whole bunch of different shapes and styles, he also makes a bunch of squares, which I really love. And these ones are kind of fun because they have a center finder, so you can put a pencil in there and find the center of the board and mark it down. Really cool design. Not to mention, he makes a bunch of mallets, and they are some of the most amazingly beautiful, just they feel good in your hand type mallets. He also has some really high-end precision diamond plates, and a few of them are seconds and they're on sale, and you can pick them up for a steal of a deal for them. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Reed Plane Tools. He sells these fine adjuster knobs with a finer thread so that you can get a really dialed in accurate move. Also, the yokes on here you can get that are filed to fit, so you can make them fit with your chip breaker perfectly and your yoke and the pin, so that there's zero slop, and every time you move the knob, the iron moves, makes it feel so good. He also sells plain knobs and wedges to increase the height of the angle, as well as pinch rod kits, even some with a hidden dovetail, and these are a lot of fun to put together. If you own a block plane with this little adjuster on the back, this is awesome because it puts a bearing in there so you have zero slop in it, and it's a really nice tight fit. He also sells kits to make this. This is actually a chamfer plane sled. You could just clamp your favorite block plane on here and turn it into a chamfer plane. And by the way, I do have videos on everything I've talked about here and everything I will talk about. I've got a lot of videos out there. Speaking of tool kits, I absolutely love tool kits because it's one of those things that's fun to give to someone, because now they have a project they can do, but then when they're done, they've got another tool that they can use. And particularly like this one. This is a router plane from Rex Kruger. Really kind of simple design. It actually comes with everything you need, including the shaped wood. So all you have to do is cut a groove for the blade to go in, glue it together, and put the screw in, and you've got a router plane. Not to mention, you can't talk about router plane kits without talking about the Paul Sellers kit. This is one of these really cool ones with all the adjustment you ever need. Not to mention, it has a straight iron, which makes it a lot easier to sharpen for a lot of people. I sell a grooving plane kit. It comes with the body, the wedge, the iron, and all you have to do is shape it all together and put it in there, as well as videos explaining how to do it. Red Rose Reproductions is one of my favorite, and he has this. This is actually a kit made to make spills. I love spill planes. They're one of my favorite things to mess around with, and a spill plane kit is a lot of fun. Now, be warned, this is a bit of a challenging kit, but it's well worth it and just incredibly joyful to play with. Red Rose Reproductions also sells dividers, which are just really beautiful, and the tight tolerance on them, as well as one of the legs can come off so that you can put in a pencil. One of the other things they've come out with, and I recently purchased, is the plane maker's float. And he has a whole series of a bunch of these, but I love these. If you've ever wanted to get into plane making, this is a must. They make so many things so much easier, and having a good plane maker's float is just, it's an absolute game changer. And the ones from Red Rose Reproductions, they're phenomenal. Hardened teeth, just beautiful, great handle on it. I am in love every time I use one of these. Now, next up is kind of special to me. If you don't know, Rex Kruger and I, the two of us are really good friends and we bounce a lot of things back and forth. And he has a store called Compass Rose Tools. Now, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. Tomorrow, on Black Friday, he is going to be doing a 10% discount on everything in the shop. All of his physical tools, he's going to be offering 10% off, which is just honestly bonkers for the tight margins he's got. So yeah, tomorrow, if you want to get anything from his shop, do that. But on top of that, he's actually going to give another 5% to Wood By Wright viewers. So if you are a viewer of Rex and a viewer of mine, you can get a total of 15% off of his physical goods. Now, he's also going to be doing 50%, not 15, 50% off of his plans. So yeah, if you want anything from Compass Rose or Rex, do that tomorrow on Black Friday and then use the discount. And all you have to do to get that extra discount is use the code DADJOKES. It's going to be a lot of fun. He makes the everyday carry tool called the Hand Tool Hero, and I use this all the time for drivers and screws as well as checking the edge. Really cool device that you can put on your keys and have with you all the time. As I said before, he also makes the router plane kit. He sells a kit for bench hooks. Here's a planing stop that I'm actually going to be putting up on my new bench coming up soon. As well as he has a bunch of other things. So definitely take a look at Rex's stuff. And if you use Dad Jokes, you get another 5% off of his already crazy 10%. Which honestly, I don't know how he's doing that. So take advantage of it while you can. Continuing on with toolkits, I love my frame saw, and I use this thing all the time. And I'm actually going to be doing a new kit coming up soon. This one, though, is from Bad Axe Toolworks, and it comes with the pattern, the blade, all of the hardware you need. And I'm really looking forward to doing this one, because this one we're actually going to be raffling away. So stay tuned for that. But if you want your own, Bad Axe Toolworks. Bad Axe Toolworks sells some of my absolute favorite saws, as well as saw setting tools and mallets. And if you're buying from Bad Axe, it's a local company from up in Wisconsin, and I absolutely love the stuff they come out with. I did a video not too long ago making this mallet. This is a remake of the Studley mallet, and it's actually a casting made by Mystic Pickers. And I love this thing. This is so much fun to make, and it would be an amazing kit to give someone as a gift. And you just buy the brass piece and you can make the rest out of wood. Really fun mallet. Here's another saw kit. I love this one. It's a kit from Tools for Making Wood. It's for the turning saw. It comes with the string, the blade, the brass pieces on here, and the washers. So everything you need except for the wood to make this. As well as Tools for Working Wood. They have all sorts of other things, and it's a really cool company that just works with small-time makers producing really good products for woodworking. Now, Lee Nielsen is a fun one. Lee Nielsen Veritas are you know, they're bigger companies. So they're ones that I might not normally put on this list, but they're still the small-time hand tool company. So I'm going to mention them, and I do love their things. Anything you buy from them is amazing. And if you want to buy something fun, you can get these little plain brushes from Lee Nielsen. Make a great stocking stuffer. They're really inexpensive. Not to mention, it's something from Lee Nielsen, and they're just enjoyable. Next, I'm going to mention Lake Erie Toolworks. He makes planes as well as knives and blades, and it's some of the absolute best. He's one of the few that's actually using MagnaCut steel, and it is by far the best steel you can use for a plane iron. Lasts incredibly long, longer than anything else on the market, and I have numbers to back that up. It's not just saying it. It is the best metal on the market. But he also has marking knives, and I love this one. This has become my new favorite. It's a simple marking knife, works really well, lots of registration surface, and I love this thing. Speaking of marking knives, this is made by Zen-Wu. It's one of these companies that I have come to absolutely love. They put precision and love and care into everything they make, and it just produces some of the most amazing tools I've ever seen. Even things as simple as hammers or even a simple straight edge become a work of absolute beauty. Not to mention, Zen-Wu is one of the few other companies that actually uses MagnaCut in their plane irons, and they become absolute top-notch cutters. Just like the Lake Erie, they cost a little bit more because they look absolutely gorgeous. Not to mention their chisels, which I just tested, are absolutely the best on the market. Particularly the ones with the titanium body and the steel inlaid. They're gorgeous, beautiful tools, but they are honestly some of the best, hardest working tools on the market. And I absolutely love them. Now, be warned, you're going to pay for the price. They're worth every penny of it, but they're not cheap. So if you really love the woodworker, you'll buy them a Zen-Wu tool. Otherwise, there's lots of other tools you can pick from. Lastly, I'm going to say, rather than buying a physical item, you could actually buy someone a gift of a class. I teach a class with an organization called Plain Wellness, and they help people out with mental issues through the art of hand tool woodworking. And part of that is taking classes, and I get to actually teach a bunch of them. And you can actually learn them here in my class, in my shop, or you can do it online and follow along with that. And I've got 2 classes coming up. One of them is a panel gauge kit, and so we're actually making these together in class. And the other one is a dovetail practice, where we'll be doing through dovetails, and if time permits, we'll also be doing half-blind dovetails. And yes, this is a beginner class that people can do this without much practice. So if you want to take a class as well, I'll leave a link to those down below as well. Now, I went through and mentioned a whole bunch of things on here, and most of them are going to be having sales tomorrow on Black Friday. And this is one of the things that I love, because everything you buy from one of these, you're buying from a small company and you're putting your money back into a local environment. It's not going to some big company that's going into stock options. No, this is actually, you're helping out an individual person who is making these items. So if you want to find out more about them, I will leave a list of them down in the description down below. You can go down below and take a look at that. As well as, I have a whole playlist of these videos from past years where I keep doing more of these gift guides. So if you want to see that, I'll leave a link to those down below. Go through that. And if you really want to find out more, put comments down below of things you would like to get in a gift, and maybe someone will see your comment and buy it for you, or maybe not. You can go take a look at that and hopefully get some ideas from there. But if you do put comments down below, it does help out the channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. You know how it works. It really does help us out and gets us in front of more people. But if you really want to be amazing, think about becoming one of these people over here and buy me a gift, because they're the patrons on Patreon. And patrons are the reason why I can do this. They're the reason why I can get some of these things to show off and actually build and do some of these fun videos. And if you like that and would like to help out more, think about becoming a patron on Patreon. It would be a great Christmas gift for me, so thank you for that. I think that'll do it for now. And until next time, have a wonderful day. This video is a very, very special video. You could say it's gifted.